And it was the Bronx, right? That's what they claim.
Well, we're not gonna get whoa. You're in Queens right now, okay?
I know it's a touchy subject.
This is a very touchy subject.
All right.
Talk about it with Gatica. We are here live and direct. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so excited for who I have here today. You really should be paying to watch this because anything that comes out of this man is so valuable. The things that he's about to spit fire on you. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Matej is here.
Thank you. Awesome intro. Appreciate that.
Of course.
Appreciate that.
Of course. Welcome to Studio Square Recordings.
This is a dope spot. Really is.
It's fire, right?
Yeah, I like it.
We only do fire things around here.
That's right.
We only do fire things around here. So what I like to open up my show with something called Where You At.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you a picture of yourself.
All right.
And my audience is gonna get to know you better because you're gonna tell us a quick little story about where you're at in the picture that I'm gonna show you.
All right, let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Boom. Where you at?
That's in Winter Park, Florida. That's my first TEDx talk that I did. I think that was end of 2019, December 2019.
Talk about it. Yeah. That's amazing.
So yeah, that was definitely an awesome experience because for a long time I had, even at that one, I was just terrified to like speak in front of people, or
really?
It was nerve-wracking. Yeah, like so practice makes.
It sounded
best.
Like. So I would never have taken that from watching that.
Okay, I memorized the hell out of it. My wife, I might have recited that whole thing to her like 20 times.
Shout outs to the wifey, every time you see a man doing good things, there's a good, powerful woman behind that supporting.
Absolutely, but yeah, it was in Florida. Shout out to Scott, who gave me that opportunity to do it, and it's interesting how I met him. I had an artist that I used to work with that met Scott, who also does PR and marketing, and he tried to convince my artist to say, well, why don't we do the marketing for you? I was already doing the marketing. And then my artist told him that he already is working with me, blah, blah, blah. So then we connected, really clicked, and gave me that opportunity. He told me he had a TEDx talk. I was like, look, man, I always wanted to do one. How can I be a part of this? He was like, well, send me what you think you're gonna be talking about. And then,
there you go. We got doing big things around here. TED Talks, TED Talks. All right, next up, where you at?
Downtown Manhattan for Music Vitamins showcase and panel that I do. That was the second episode. And who do we have in the second episode? We had Rob Mills came through from Sirius XM Shade 45. He's the program, if you don't know, he's the program director for all the hip hop and R&B stations. If you didn't know,
now you know, okay?
So he's basically Sway in the Morning's boss.
Okay.
He kind of tells them
Look
how
at
the
that,
show
already dropping knowledge, giving you contact names, crazy.
Yeah, I love when he comes. That was the second time he, it was kind enough to come through for one of my panels. We had Ayelet, she's a lady that runs Island Records, basically. We had DJ, Superstar J came through, and DJ CeeLo. You probably know DJ CeeLo, right?
Yes,
yes.
Yeah.
So it was a dope event,
Fire. All right, we're gonna wrap up with the last but not least.
Okay.
Where are you at?
Oh, that's that's in Jersey, right? That's V Henny.
Yeah.
Her podcast. Shout out to V Henny.
Shout outs to V Henny, always doing big things. I think that was the first time I had came across your content was when she interviewed you back then.
There you go.
So
and I'm supposed to go back home, so V Henny, hit me up. It's like we're already talking. I'm presenting at her thing in April, I think.
Really? Me too?
Yeah, all right.
Look at that. We're gonna be panelists together. High five. Very nice. Oh, maybe we got a plan now. Okay. Maybe we're gonna, work back and forth on some topics.
Definitely do that.
All right, so that wraps up my where you at. Let's get into something.
Okay.
Because I know he normally does like knowledge and he drops some knowledge. So like after this episode, you have to watch all of his videos when you're ready to absorb some information. But today we're gonna have some fun.
Let's do it.
Okay, today we're gonna have some fun. And this guy, he's noted to be like a hip hop, like this is what he does. This is the business. This is what hip hop business, right? That's what you say you do, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we're
Let's
gonna
do it.
put it to the test.
All right.
All right, we're gonna do my game, Bars and Beats, where we test contestants' knowledge and skills of the hip hop culture.
Let's do it.
We're gonna have the music sound effects. Dun, 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 dun. It's gonna be hosted by me. Hello, yours truly, DJ Gatica. And let's do the first round.
All right.
Are you ready?
I hope so.
I hope so.
As
Trivia.
ready as I'm gonna be. Let's do it.
All right, boom. Who was the first artist to release a rap album?
A rap album? Sugar Hill Gang? I don't even know. It must have been.
Well, people
Rock
say
Him.
that it was Sugar Hill. That is what's known,
Okay.
which were the first hip hop records, but the album is noted for The Last Poets. Boom, second question. What year did the Beastie Boys release their debut album?
91 or 93.
Close, but no cigar. 1986.
Okay.
1986. I think you're gonna know this one. Who are the members of the legendary hip hop crew Run DMC?
I don't even know that.
Jam Master Jay.
Yeah.
And then of course Run and DMC.
Yeah.
Of course.
See, before my American time, before
Yes,
95.
yes. Okay, let's get into commercial. Who is the most commercially successful female rapper of all time?
It's gotta be either between Nicki Minaj and Lil' Kim.
The first, Nicki Minaj.
All right.
According to Wikipedia, 100 million sales.
I'm not surprised. She's
Lauryn
a beast.
Hill is right under though. Lauryn
Hey,
Hill was number 2.
With one album.
Wow. Talk about
One
it.
album.
Talk about
That's
it.
crazy.
Okay? That's hip hop for you. That's fire.
Yeah.
That's fire. All right, so this is more like your opinion because again, I want my audience to get to know you.
All right.
Who's considered the godfather of hip hop? I'll give you a multiple choice selection on these, okay?
All right.
Tupac Shakur, Africa Bambaataa, Dr. Dre, Notorious B.I.G.
Well, it's not gonna be Pac or Biggie. It's gonna be what was the second one?
Africa.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. He's got it.
There you go.
Which of these cities is considered to be the birthplace of hip hop?
That's it. We're here.
Yes, New York City. New York City.
And it was the Bronx, right? That's what they claim.
Well, we're not gonna get. Whoa! You're in
I know we're
Queens
in
right
Queens.
now, okay?
I know it's a touchy subject.
This is a very touchy subject.
All right.
But we can say salute to the other boroughs
There you
as
go.
Queens and the Bronx have had legendary
Yeah.
hip hop teams occur.
That's
you know?
right.
Who is known for popularizing breakdancing in the United States?
I wouldn't know the answer.
You said his name.
Did you Cool Herc?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who was the first female rapper to have a hit single? The answers could be MC Lyte,
Okay.
Queen Latifah,
Okay.
Missy Elliott, or Lauryn Hill.
It's gotta be MC Lyte or Queen Latifah. One of them two.
Lauryn Hill.
The first
MC
what?
Lyte was, I think she came in second,
Oh,
but
wow.
Lauryn Hill had with Doo Wop topped the Billboard 100 in 1998. She was number 1
In 98.
in 98.
I
What
would've
a
thought-
time to be alive,
yeah.
right? What a time to be alive.
I would have thought MC Lyte would have had that earlier. Queen Latifah,
Yeah, right?
early
That's what I
90s.
thought so too.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into this. What is the term for the rhythmic vocal style used in hip hop music?
There's a few. Like
It could be
boom bap,
scratching,
coasting,
beatboxing, rapping, or sampling.
rapping. That's the rhythmic style.
There you go. There you go. Also referred to as MCing.
All right.
So tell me about this event you had last night. I know he does these fire events, panels, and just brings out A&Rs, producers, DJs, artists. And it's important as either an upcoming artist or even someone who's established to continue building what it is that you want to grow, the empire that you're trying to get to. And I just want to like give a huge thank you to you and for what you do, because I've sat and I've listened to your content. And as somebody who puts out content, I know how annoying it is well, you've probably like mastered that skill, but it's like doing it every day, pushing out content, editing, finding out things, and it actually being resourceful and being, you know, checked. And it's just a big deal what you're doing. Like the culture needs it. And I'm really happy that you're doing it successfully.
Well, I appreciate that feedback. And shout out to Justin, who's right there in the background. But, you know, he helps with a lot of the content. So obviously I have to come up with it, but he shoots it at this point. He makes sure it's out every day on all the platforms. But trust me, I was doing all that, you know, 2018 started. So you gotta build a team. But the event from yesterday, definitely evolution to it. So I tried to start a podcast at my studio in Maryland in 2018, which was called Hustle Vitamins. And you can find like 32 or 35 episodes of that on my YouTube. And you can see how we screwed up on the first couple. But essentially it would always get started with me talking about the music industry news, like certain things I think all artists should know about, producers, that affects their business or their future business. Then I would go deep into a particular business strategy, marketing strategy, or something along those lines, again, to benefit the music industry participants. Then we would play a song, something of my choice. Then we would have somebody that came to the studio, usually in an interview. Later I started doing like video Zoom interviews. Then I would play another song during that break. And then it ended with a bunch of people used to send me artists, like tracks to listen to. So I would have this thing I call like the Shark Tank session. But it was kind of, I would just play 3 records and we would either fry them or give them some, I always try to give constructive feedback.
Yeah.
But, so that was the podcast. Then I kind of had to stop that because resources were just all over the place. I had like interns helping me, so it didn't go according to the plan. But when I met my man JC NY, he's a heavy hitter DJ as well. He actually, him and his partner and their artist, Baby Boy Slime, shout out to Baby Boy Slime, and Will, his father, they hired me to market his music. So I came up to New York, met Jay, and then, you know, probably a year goes by. Jay is real cool with DJ Enough and all that. So now Enough is putting together his sort of podcast they're trying to launch. So it was like, yo, we need some marketing help. So I started helping them, trying to do a little bit of marketing with that. And then it turned into me kind of saying, yo, Jay, let me come through your spot in Queens at Colorworks and let me try to continue what I wanted to do, but in person. Like, let's do this sort of seminar panel where I just talk about the music industry and teach artists how to make it, but here in New York, because there's a lot of artists here. So we started doing that. We did 7 episodes there. Enough really liked it. You know, we'd bring people down to the building that eventually could even get interviewed by DJ Enough and some of the other heavy hitters, and just continue from there. So now we're downtown Manhattan, and this is, you could either say it's like episode 42 or whatever, or the new rebranded Music Vitamins is episode 3.
We can say rebrand.
Yeah, that was last night. So
Fire. So I know you do a lot of the marketing for the artists, but I'm gonna be really selfish right now. And I'm gonna ask you how different it is to market as DJs and as media personalities instead. And I'm hoping that you'll drop me some gems right now.
Yeah. So look, the way, first of all, I got into marketing for artists is because I used to do freelance marketing for other industry sectors, other businesses. And when I had my first big company, Greenew, which was in energy efficiency and real estate, I spent my own like, I don't know, $10,000, $15,000 in learning how to market online. So it's not rocket science. Essentially, if you're a DJ, or I don't care if you're doing a show about ice cream, you gotta identify who's your customer or who's your fan, depending on if you're trying to sell something or you just wanna build a show that you can then get sponsors out of. So, you know, as a DJ, if you're DJing like reggaeton or Latin music or rap, hip hop, whatever, then your fan is going to be a person, a certain age group that likes that music. And you just got to push your content through either digital marketing or through different channels or physical marketing, and you got to get in front of that person.
So what had happened is that I have like ADD and I have music in my blood, and I'm Greek and Colombian. Okay. So as a DJ, right, you could be so many different types of DJs. You could be a club DJ, you could be a wedding DJ, you could be a radio DJ. So for me, like the last 3 years, I've just kind of been like in these streets, like house parties, clubs, lounges, rooftops, this, that, like doing so many different ones. And it's just, I've been recording mixes, uploading them every week on platforms. It's like, what do you think will take that next level to get those endorsements? Like I know a lot of upcoming DJs who follow me as well, and upcoming artists who would be so forever thankful for your expertise. And maybe after this, he'll drop the link of how to book a consultation so we could get these marketing clients.
There you go. So look, you as a DJ, first of all, you're doing the right thing because you are in front of your consumer. What artists make a mistake a lot is they think they're doing a lot of shows, but they're doing showcases where they perform in front of other artists and their managers. So they're performing in front of their competition, of their fans. Imagine if you did club nights and spun in front of a room full of DJs.
Right.
So first of all, you got consumers. I've actually worked with some DJs, and some of the things that we were able to do, even on the physical level. Imagine you consistently do certain clubs where 1,000 people show up to have a good time. You DJ, there's a bar. You can negotiate with a up and coming startup energy drink that's trying to get into the bar. So the bar could use it to mix drinks. Every 5 songs, be like, yo, shout out to the bartenders. Make sure you go and try this, blah, blah, blah. I got sponsored by it. That's one way. We had a DJ that had sponsorships by MacBook like cases. Because guess what, right? You got your MacBook probably in the little DJ booth. You can see that.
That's what the only thing they're looking at, really. Other than this face.
There you go.
Okay.
Speaking about that, you could do, as a personality, as a attractive woman, you can get like deals with makeup companies, eyelash companies, hair color. That's another thing. We had DJs that had endorsement deals with LED lighting companies.
Ooh, fire.
You know what I'm saying? So we had a DJ that was big enough that was able to get on her website, because a lot of businesses came to hire her. Guitar Center started doing banners.
Fire.
So again, you have multiple, because you got the fans, right? And then you got DJs that are personalities, like they're just known, like DJ Clue, or the big names. I mean, that's how my man Clinton Sparks, get familiar, DJ Enough, right? I mean, he's like the voice of the city. So any brand that may want to get a bunch of people in the building for whatever reason, a launch of a new business or a launch of a new product in New York, they could probably hire like Enough and just make noise about it on the radio stations everywhere he's at. So you're moving in the right direction. You just gotta, I think for you, it's almost like a business plan. You gotta show a business that this is who I'm in front of consistently, week after week. List all the clubs, estimate how many people come through, because that'll tell the business like, oh, she's in front of potentially 1,000 people a month. On
top of all the social media platforms, because you can't forget about the YouTube, Instagram, SoundCloud, all those. Is Facebook, are the Reels worth it?
Facebook Reels right now? Hell yeah.
Okay.
You know why? Because Facebook, Instagram, and Shorts, they all got shocked by what TikTok is doing. Because everybody's paying their attention to TikTok.
But monetizing like long term, yeah, it's really gonna be worth it.
Oh yeah, and watch my Music Vitamins when we put it up from last night, because TikTok, I hope it doesn't happen, but what if it gets banned? It's a real thing that could occur. It already happened in India.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind, because like my kids are on it so much.
Hey, I mean, there's a lot of negative. I agree as well.
So I mean, not to the starving artists who were, or I don't know if it's starving artists, but like me, I need to get on TikTok. That is the one platform that I don't have. I know I'm like so late. But as a DJ, what do you think long term is better as residual income, where you're not running around from gig to gig and trying to sell sponsorships, like when DJs get into editing and producing beats?
Yeah, that residual for sure.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, if you do like DJ Khaled type situation, I know even Drewski, for example, we were talking about him earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, he's producing records. DJ Drama.
There's like so many lanes, and then with my ADD, it's like, there's so many different lanes to be in as a DJ, and like I know for even the podcasting, I was trying to do like a DistroKid to upload them there, and I guess there's like different avenues you could do where you pay them and they upload it everywhere, and it's
do Buzzsprout because you want it more as a podcast, right?
But but then I can't do any of the audio, the songs.
Correct, because you have to get it. Well, no, you could, but you have to So obviously, if you play commercial stuff, you got to get licensed, which is tough.
Okay.
Now, if you're doing a bunch of independent dope artists from New York City, just have them write you an email with a template to say they authorize you to use this, blah, blah. So anytime YouTube or DistroKid says, "No, you got to clear this," you just email them. We do it all the time with marketing. You know, so there's a lot of possibilities, but that's another residual. Like what you're doing right here, if this grows to be bigger, like a Drink Champs, and people want to watch me and you talk 5 years from now and do the repeat because it was valuable, that's residual.
Oh, this is valuable, all right. Don't worry, I'll give you some, what is it, the producer credits? We'll work it out after.
Let's do it.
Well, I'm so thankful that you over here dropping knowledge on us. Do you want to do some lightning questions? I know we did a lot of knowledge right now. Let's give everybody a brain break. We're gonna do the lightning questions, all right?
So I gotta do a lightning answer, right?
Yep.
Right.
Quick answers.
We'll do it.
What is your go-to at the corner store?
Beet juice.
Good for the heart. That's interesting. I gotta eat more beets, okay. What is the weirdest thing a supporter / fan has ever done to you at these panels? Because I'm sure, you know, you who you are, you're giving so much knowledge. They must be like, thank you so much. Like, yeah. Any
the weirdest thing, but it was also cool, it was 3 episodes ago. The first one we did at Sour Mouths, this guy gave me what was his, like a CD, it was like an album, but it was a brick of coke. But it wasn't like real cocaine, but it was made. So that's how he packaged it. Like imagine if you had a CD case that was like something by a Toys R Us, some extra with it. So it was like a piece of art that he made, like a brick of cocaine. It had his name on and all that. So that was
that's great marketing.
Yeah,
that's cool. The consumer you're looking for.
There you go. So
that's amazing. How much do your sneakers usually cost?
Well, these were $300 7 years ago. I try to keep them clean.
That's good.
It's probably the only thing I'll spend a lot of money on, shoes and skiing equipment, jackets. I ski.
I see the content, yo. Yeah. He be life flexing. He's very humble, but when it comes to the mountains, that's when he starts life flexing. He'll be like, this is what you call a working lunch. I'm over here doing working lunch vibes, but I love it. The views are just like, oh my God. I've never skied. I want to learn.
I've been doing it since 3 years old.
I'm scared though, because you could die.
You could.
Like die.
If you're stupid about it. You're right, you could get trampled by avalanche, but you know.
I don't know, it's just scary. Like imagine like, I don't know.
Going to Bunny Hill first.
Yeah, that's. Which appliance can you not live without?
I mean, sad to say, for my business, my Galaxy Note with the stylus.
Okay.
Sign a lot of paperwork, so.
We gotta make sure we get these checks from dropping all these, these brands over here. So even though we know you have a lot of useful talents, can you name what your useless talent is? What is your most useless talent that you have?
Useless? I'm a big fan of Lego since I was a little kid. And if anybody plays or follows Lego, they do a lot of adult models now. So, if you go to my living room, I got all the little like architecture Legos and all that. So I guess that's kind of.
He's got a fire collection.
Yeah.
Lego.
It's relaxing, but I guess it's useless. Unless I was to start creating content and doing it. Because there's YouTubers
then you could do
and
a
Lego.
Speed up cam and show like the mountains, and you can make your own Lego skiing thing. That's what you call a new working lunch. There you go. Now this is a trick question. Who's your favorite DJ?
My man Clinton Sparks.
Hey.
So.
But
no, for real, for him, like it's my business partner too, and I was humble when he reached out to me and started working together. But the fact, about Clinton Sparks, like the Get Familiar.
A little bit. I'm not as.
And it's from the DJ Clue days, like when that was when I was in like college and all that. But really, probably through his mixtapes and DJ Clues. That's how I got a lot of the up and coming music from being in Maryland. And I used to, bootleg CDs back in the
I saw the episode.
Saw that. So that's how I was able to get all the new shit.
Don't turn off the LimeWire. You're gonna mess up my CDs. That's fire though. You talk about hustler, like Straight up ripping CDs. Like, I respect it. There's something about like hustlers, like you're gonna find one way or another. Like,
I had the first 1X CD burner. That's when a 60-minute CD took 60 minutes to burn. Imagine that.
I really like the TED Talk where you got into the olden days and the way that like music sounded and how only like rich people could actually go outside and listen to music. That wasn't like a common man thing. So just learning the evolution of music and how it's impacted society is so fire. Like, what do you think? Like, what do you think is gonna be music in 50 years? Like, because right now music is nothing without a phone. Ain't nobody selling CDs. Like, yes, like DJs probably still collect vinyls, but like vinyls probably don't do the best sales.
You know what? Vinyl sales are higher than they've been in 20 years.
Really? Okay, let me let the people who know what the hell they're
vinyl is
talking
coming
about
up.
talk about it.
I feel like it's a nostalgic item.
Yeah.
And like, look, I'm an audio engineer as well. So there's, you know, if you really know sound well and you have a dope record player at home with nice speakers, sound coming out from the wax of the vinyl, it's a different flavor of sound. So, you know, it's coming back. But like, that's the weird part, right? Like, we have these things like, you know how back in the day, everybody was wearing baggy jeans. Now I feel we're wearing like tighter jeans.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised in 5 years, it's probably maybe happening now, I don't even know, it's gonna be back to baggy jeans, right? So we have these cycles. So vinyl may come back. You see like golden cassette tapes coming back. But I think realistically, because speaking of this, like, you know, virtual, like VR, right? Or holograms. I was talking about the TED Talk. I really wouldn't be surprised in 5 years, you got Jay-Z, Beyonce doing their next, third, fourth tour, but they're like real human beings live in one city, but simultaneously they're doing it in 5. That is gonna be happening. They already had Pac on Coachella, hologram, right? And I think it's good, you know, when Apple dropped their goggles.
Let's unpack that. 5 major cities, 4 of the stadiums have 30,000 people, but only 1 of them have the real people. Like, you think 4,000 people, like, I guess because they'd be putting on a production, so people who respect music would be like, okay, we're not at the real one, but like,
and if you can't tell the difference, hopefully by doing that, they'll be able to drop the ticket price. Because this shit's ridiculous. They're charging like $1,000 a ticket.
Yeah, Bad Bunny was out of control this year.
How much did he charge?
I think he was like $3,000 or something like that.
And I love, look, me and my wife love going to like Broadway plays, and I love going to concerts. I mean, it's getting ridiculous because you're taking away from the teenagers. Like, the most concerts I've been to is when I was in college.
Yeah.
What college kid is dropping $3,000 on a concert? But maybe that scenario will lower the price, but so then more people can see it, but then there's gonna be extra surprise when they're the real people.
Yeah.
They'll do extra 3 songs as an encore at the end. Like, you know.
Yeah, because it definitely, like, I would feel corny for being at the one that's not with the real one. You know what I mean? Like, there would have to definitely be something else that's like, all right, but that's the incentive.
It's gonna be disappointed 30,000 people. And
I would love to see, I just always wonder like the evolution of music. Like, my dad was retired, a music teacher. So music for me has always just been like in my soul. So.
Right, but speaking of that, right? So like they have pianos now where you can't fuck up the keys at all. Like, it's always in key.
Wow.
You know, so some producers call that cheating, but I think it's awesome. Like, it becomes then the survival of the fittest, you know, model. Like, the people, they may be cheating and not have to actually learn the piano, they're just hitting keys, but if they got a good ear for music and they know how to market and work with the right people network, they're gonna end up winning, you know? And we got, what's it called? Apple glasses coming out, Google. So think about what that's gonna do. So it's gonna stay in the phone for sure. I don't know, society is wild right now.
Because the streams are so, like, the amount of money an artist has to invest in putting out a song, making the cover art, doing the album, putting it on like, they're getting 1 penny, 3 pennies per stream, like.
Game's changing. Look, you know, the streams, that's gonna be some part of your income, but the artists that are really crushing it, still making money off the shows, merch, endorsements, and stuff we were talking about earlier. So that's the game. But there are plenty of artists. That's the thing people don't realize. We have clients that make decent money. I'm talking like maybe 100, 150,000 a year off their music, just streaming. Like, we had this one guy who just makes instrumentals for like the yoga playlist or like easy listening, right? He doesn't have to leave his house. He maybe works like 4 hours a day, loves what he does. He's probably not gonna make more than 200,000 a year, which is still a great living, but
Oh, yeah.
I feel like all the artists want to be A-list. Like
Yeah.
it's never going to happen. But
Yeah.
there's so many more ways to make money in music these days. So you can just make it off of streaming. Yes, it's going to take millions of streams to make a living, but it's not impossible these days. More and more people are getting on these platforms around the world.
That's a fact. I want the cassette tapes to come back. There was nothing like getting one out, like playing one, rewinding. Yeah. But hey,
that's how.
That's just me. Thank you so much for coming. Make sure you shout out your handle. I want everybody to tap in with you. I need them to support. Are you taking consultations? Can people book you for consultations?
You can book me for a consultation. So you can find me at Matej_H_entrepreneur on most platforms. And Matej is spelled M-A-T-E-J. Honestly, first time my foreign name was starting to work in my favor. If you just type in Matej on Instagram or TikTok, most of it will come up with my handle underneath it, but Matej_H. Last name is Harangonzo.
When I was looking for the images to where you at, like a lot of other of that last name started coming up too at the bottom, and I was like, I was gonna put something in that, but I'm like, that's mad racist. Yeah. I'm not gonna do that.
Or Digital Signs Media. That's the company name, right? That's where we do all the digital marketing for the artist through. So Digital Signs Media on the website, we have a contact us form. And if I don't see it directly, my executive assistant will make sure my eyes are on it if you fill it out correctly.
Please read, follow directions. I think that's the fun part of artist life, right?
Or don't hit me up like, yo, bro, let's work.
Yeah.
Because we do have a message back for that too. We'll be like, hey, bro, we're working already.
That's amazing. Let's work. Well, thank you so much for coming by. We're here every Saturday, 8 p.m. We only bring fire vibes, you heard?
Don't make moves if you just trust, and talk about it if you feeling it. Plus, she from the hood and she rolling the clutch. She do it good, ain't no way I could rush her. Talk about it.